Hello and welcome to episode 7 or podcast 7 of the D20 Afterhours podcast. I'm your co-host Dave, and I don't really do intros on our videos, so this is like the best intro you're going to get from me. And here we've got Ollie.
Hello, it's me, hello.
And we've mentioned him many times on our videos. We've said his name. We've always tried to get him on the podcast, but then he fluffs around because he's going to work. It's Jason! My flatmate, your ex-flatmate.
Yeah, my good friend.
You can talk. Remember, it's a podcast.
People can't see it.
People can't see you pelting at us with your arms folded.
I'm just like, what have you been saying about me on the podcast? Like,
we said it on videos. We're just like, Jason said this. And there's Jason's feet walking down the stairs.
Because we have had you sometimes quite
yes, I'm that shadowy figure that runs past this. Yes.
I believe the term is ominous cloud.
Ominous cloud.
Ominous cloud?
No. It's not that way.
No, I was thinking...
It's not even that fluffy.
Ominous cloud sounds like the version of Cloud from Final Fantasy VII that they did for Kingdom Hearts, where he was looked a little bit more gritty, because he's got this little angel wing.
See, an ominous cloud is this is an improv term. It was the person that would show up to an improv event and they would be rallying their support for their team unflailingly, unwaveringly. Yes, this game, and when the team lost, they would be nowhere to be found. They were simply an ominous cloud.
Is that what you do? Is this how you know this phrase? It's like, where's Ollie? Oh, he's the ominous cloud of the group.
Actually, my friend Daniel coined the phrase when we were at high school. I
can imagine just somebody coming into an improv troupe and be like, cool, I want to be the ominous cloud of the group.
Yeah. And they're like, well, I wanted to be the ominous cloud, and there was a huge ominous fight.
So clouds aside, just an introduction, what our podcast is about is basically us being able to have some time to basically just ramble. Yeah. Talk about our lives, talk about things going on, answer some questions, and this time, the first time ever, opening a fan mail that someone sent us.
Just so you know,
we're doing it at the end, by the way, don't get too excited.
When this is open, I'm gonna be on the other side of the room.
Why?
In case there's anthrax or something inside it.
I'm pretty sure. Oh, it was recorded, so I mean, at least that would be good content.
Sorry.
I mean, good content. Podcast dies because of anthrax.
Yeah,
I kind of don't want to have my first time on the podcast me dying to anthrax.
That's why
it helps you die in your own home because we're recording it here.
But it's kind of ironic because we're in the living room.
We're in the kitchen.
I know, but it doesn't work with the kitchen.
Oh, did I ruin that?
You ruined the joke.
I always thought I would die to nuclear war on a podcast, from between North Korea and America, but apparently that's off the table now.
No,
so. Are we back to North Korea? We talked about that.
No, we're not going to talk about North Korea.
So the missiles that North Korea...
I just need to do a PSA. So we want this podcast to be really at you guys. So able to talk about whatever you want, whether it's critical role theories, whether it's... just random advice for some reason you want to get from us, or just questions in general about any content we've done. If you do have a question for us to talk about, send it into our Gmail account. That's d20multiverse@gmail.com. If you're watching this on YouTube, it will be on the screen because I always put it there. Because you guys drive the conversation, we just ramble for a while, and we're going to run out of things to talk about because we're not as interesting as you may believe. Or if you do believe we're not interesting, it's pretty much that. I just wanted to get that out.
Thanks, Dave.
No worries.
That's very professional.
Thank you. I'm trying to get better with my turtle.
I just noticed you're still holding the turtle.
I'm still holding my turtle from the NPCs video.
Yeah. Because we just recorded NPCs of Wildmount, and then...
There was just a flash of lightning for a second there.
There's some lightning happening outside.
Yeah, so it's all stormy. We're all bundled up in the kitchen. We're all wearing Snuggies and woolen hats.
We're not wearing Snuggies.
I'm wearing my Snuggie.
I'm not wearing Snuggies.
I'm the only one in the Snuggie.
You're not even in a Snuggie.
I don't
know why.
They can't see us.
Stop lying to our audience. You do this all the time.
Well, they can't see me. I could be in a Snuggie.
So you just lied to them. What else do you want to say?
Marilyn Monroe was an alien lizard folk who lived on the other side of the moon who actually assassinated J.R. Tolkien.
And this is why I'm the straight man of our duo. But yeah, Jackson, you might as well talk about yourself. They'll always hear from us. Talk about yourself.
It's a weird thing to say.
I'm trying to get at it. He's just sitting there looking disapprovingly.
I'm waiting. I'm waiting for my moment. When am I? Okay, talking about myself.
Let's establish that Jason's an actor.
He's a thespian.
Yeah, he's a theatre actor.
I do the occasional dabble.
You did a masterful piece recently that I saw. Don't be humble. That was damn good.
Well, thank you.
Go. This is your moment.
I'm an actor. As with other New Zealand actors, that also means I have a full-time job.
As with all of the except cast of Shorten Street.
I try. Oh, Shorten Street is more than a full-time job. Like from what it sounds, from what I've heard from people who've worked on it.
Okay, just before we dive into that story, Shorten Street over in New Zealand, because the majority of people that listen to this are actually from the US.
Yeah.
Shorten Street is probably the longest running TV show, a New Zealand made TV show that we have over here. It's at 7 PM at night, and it's a soap opera.
Yeah, it's essentially Days of Our Lives, but set in a hospital and with New Zealand actors.
On a street called
Shortland Street. Yeah, it's very creative.
Yeah, it's called Shortland Street Hospital. And
basically, if you lived in New Zealand, you grew up on Shortland Street.
If you're a famous actor, if you've ever heard of a New Zealand famous actor, they're probably been on Shortland Street. Like Keith Urban.
And Keisha Castle Hughes.
Was she on Shortland
Probably.
Street? You can't just say stuff without evidence, Ollie.
I can. Trump does it all the time.
So you want to be Trump?
No.
That's basically what you just said. It's like, okay, because Trump lies, I want to be like him and lie all the
I wouldn't
time.
mind having his money, or at least the money he started out with before his bad business decisions. Lost a lot of it.
So all of his business decisions.
Yeah.
I mean, admittedly, you got to give it to Trump. I mean, when he lies,
I like it.
he
We always
lies
go on Trump, dude.
North Korea and Trump.
consistently, and he's good at it.
Yeah.
But no, what I was saying about Shorten Street is like it's one of those shows where they do a really high turnover and they also work really, really long hours.
Oh yeah.
So like they don't get the time to produce like ridiculously well crafted like Game of Thrones level like
Don't they
kind
also
of stuff.
have different
I mean,
writers?
it's a soap opera. But
I never heard Shortland Street and Game of Thrones put in the same sentence.
Yeah, well, you heard it here on this podcast.
But see, one of the interesting things that Shorten Street does is they rotate the writers a lot. So a lot of different writers write each episode.
And just so you know, the show's been going on for what, 25, 30 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a long... And so many actors from like Tamara Morrison, or I did butcher the name.
I didn't mean to laugh. It was
You
just
know I
such a
butcher
bad-
names.
It was just the
You
worst
say
thing
it.
I've done. Timawera Morrison. Ah, shit!
Monison?
Morrison.
I knew that was going
Timuera Moccasin.
The international...
Terrence.
The international community out there would not know him as pretty much every clone trooper in Star Wars in the prequel series.
Terrorist.
Until they ran out of clones.
Mochaccino, yeah.
Terrorist Mochaccino, what?
That's his name. Terrorist Mochaccino.
Oh, you're making a joke, sorry. It was so funny I didn't laugh. Sorry, that was a low blow.
Like,
Sorry.
what exactly would be a terrorist mochaccino?
Like it's got anthrax instead of cream.
And now we're back to anthrax.
What's
Thanks.
with you and anthrax
I
right
don't
now?
know.
You're so paranoid that this box that's sitting on the desk, I'm going to take a photo of this before you open it.
It's weird because, like, usually when I start, like, a reoccurring theme that comes up when I'm making crap up, it's because it's in my subconscious, but I cannot think at all where anthrax might have entered my subconscious.
The problem is now that whoever's given this gift, right?
Oh, it's Bill.
It's probably like really well thought out.
His name's
really,
Bill.
But Bill's probably a really great guy, you know, and he's really thought about it and he really likes the channel or whatever and da.
Yeah.
And now
we
somebody
think
else
he's a
out there-
terrorist.
To be fair,
Somebody else out there is probably sitting there going, "Oh, I could totally get them anthrax."
yeah.
Easy
To be
ass.
fair, the name Bill does sound like a name you'd give.
Bill Stevens, it's very
It's
neutral
a very
kind
generic,
of... Yeah.
not generic, but it's a very, like, I made it up on the fly.
Pretty much like John Doe.
Yeah, like, so it could just be a name that he gave us.
Bill
I'm getting more
Stevens,
concerned about it.
if you're listening to this podcast,
He does.
then yeah, you have a name that you can use for international espionage.
But to be honest, let's
Espionage
be
is
honest, if this is anthrax, this will never be released. Because we will die before we get it released.
No, okay?
No!
Nobody...
No, you will not die!
No. Okay, we've all seen... We saw the documentary Cloverfield. That would never have got released if
It's pretty accurate, yeah.
people hadn't found the video footage, okay? So, no. It would definitely be released. And it will have a film franchise based on it.
What I don't get is if a nuclear bomb hit New York, why is it still there? I think there's something going on.
Hiroshima's still there.
Or,
Yeah, that's because okay.
well, yeah,
Russian.
I mean, they had 20, 40 years to build it again.
Well, yeah.
Look, I'm not an interdimensional biologist, okay? But if you knew
I'm pretty sure
a
you
large
Pretty
bat
sure no one is.
thing from space or whatever,
I think it's called Clover. I think that's the official name for the Clover
Ow.
monster is Clover.
is it?
Yeah, it's
That is a really adorable name.
because it's got those little things on the side of its head that kind of like it makes it look kind of like a clover because like gills and it kind of goes out. That's the whole idea.
I just
right?
started
I
playing
never thought about
Guild
that.
Wars and I'm like a treant.
I like it how you're involved in the conversation. You're like, by the way, I started playing the game.
I thought Cloverfield was just a random name that J.J. Abrams came up that he could slap onto any single movie that's already been written and possibly also made, and then call it a Cloverfield movie.
Well, he does that now. Like,
Yeah,
at
he
the
does that
time,
now.
he didn't. At the time, he was like, this is a unique franchise, but now it's just rips it off.
Spoilers: next Cloverfield movie probably was already made before it became a Cloverfield movie.
Yeah. Turns out it's just the next Star Wars movie. And it's just Cloverfield monster in the background.
Solo, a Cloverfield story.
But it's just a printout of the monster on a stick with some guy just hiding behind the scene.
It's got so poor that he's just going
he's
to
just
like
not
indie
trying.
festivals and just like buy that for like 10,000. Just call it a Cloverfield monster with a guy with a little stick with a Cloverfield.
Yeah.
on
He
the
just
background.
tapes a green sleeping bag to two people's legs and pushes them onto camera while they're filming some kind of other like 28 days type Sandra.
I like it. He's filming the next Star Wars like episode 9, but in his free time he's just buying all these little films and
Yeah.
just making them Cloverfield ones.
While I'm here and we're talking about really big things, I'm gonna apologize if my voice pings really freaking loud on
It
this,
doesn't. Don't worry.
because I don't have an inside voice like human beings have.
We know. We
He's got
live
his-
with you.
he's got his
We
theatrical
both
voice.
live with you.
Like, I have my default, I can project inside an amphitheater voice.
I want to open the
and
box.
that is my normal
No,
voice.
no, we're gonna wait to the end.
But I want to open it now.
No, we'll wait to the end.
But I've got the thing to open.
Now
Is
you
that
can just
a
think about
scalpel?
the anthrax you're gonna die. Yeah, it's my little scalpel that I used to open stuff. It's a paper opener.
That's kind of.
It
like,
looks more like a scalpel,
It
like
look-
a
yeah.
cut somebody open, not a cut
It's a-
something.
it's a-
I mean, it's ornate. So
It
it's
looks
one
like
from
it's
the
out of
1920s.
Barbie Dream Home saw
It's an
edition.
official letter opener, and I thought that would be nifty to use with the first fan mail. But if you criticise it so much, you're not going to get a knife.
It's
You're
just-
going to have to use your damn fingers.
Hey, at work, most of my job is collapsing down boxes. I can do this stuff.
You're opening a
I
box.
can
It's
open-
completely
I
different
have
than
to
crushing
break-
a box.
I have to break the seal first so I can flatten out the box. Because the whole process is
I
very
think
involved.
don't crush it before you open it.
I don't want to stand on the anthrax. Cause
I have to
You're waiting.
defend Ollie in that moment. Box crushing and box opening is an art form that requires distinct amount of skill. You have no idea. Just being able to pry open a box with grace and slam it down,
Grace.
and then place it in a ordered pile so that people can recycle it in the future,
This is
and
true.
or say that they're going to recycle it but put it in the garbage truck and dump it in the main waste anyway.
Yeah, I
You
mean,
know, that kind of
have you
thing.
ever been like you have a flatmate who eats a lot of pizza and he has heaps of boxes. He has heaps of pizza boxes, and then he goes on a podcast talking about flattening boxes. While behind Ollie, there's a stack of pizza boxes.
1, 2,
Okay.
Wait,
3.
we're trying to get the count here.
Whoa.
Okay. 4, 5, 6.
Okay.
7,
8.
8, 9, 10, 11.
Okay. In
12.
my defense,
Can we get a photo?
Not flattened!
Can we get a photo?
in
No
my
one's gonna believe
defense,
this. No one's gonna believe it.
two of them look kind of flat because of just the sheer weight of the
Oh.
other ones above them. Secondly-
I actually can't see Dave.
Secondly-
over the stack.
My other flatmate did have pizza at least once, so 2 of those are theirs. So that's a
Okay, admittedly,
that's
one
a
of them.
scientific fact.
Okay, admittedly, 2 of them are mine.
Oh, what? You knew that
But-
before counting.
But still, that's a small
And-
percentage compared to. Alright, it's all the floor on the. I'm gonna.
Announce on the floor.
Well, pick that up.
We'll fix it later.
But do you get the point I was making?
I do. There's a recycling emergency here, so if Bill has sent us something that can help with that, that would be absolutely great.
You may also be hearing the wonderful weather of New Zealand summer outside.
Yeah, so we'll try and be a little bit.
Summer?
To be
It's
fair,
supposed to be winter.
it's winter
been too
now.
warm
It's
right
winter
now.
now.
Hey,
to be fair,
hey,
summer is
summer
the
somewhere.
It's summer.
same. Someone's calling me.
It's summer somewhere.
Please hold while Ollie takes an inappropriate phone call during the podcast, which is
can't-
probably his
That's
girlfriend.
Sorry, it's my girlfriend.
Wow, shocker. What a twist. So let's talk
What was that?
should we talk about...
That was my, like, that's adorable to the point where I feel like vomiting noise.
So should we talk about how, you know, Ollie left us for his girlfriend?
Okay, she's out. I have to do this. Hey, babe.
What? It's a one-sided...
You're
This is
recording
not...
a
podcast!
This is not quality podcast to just hear a one-sided conversation.
We're currently in the middle of recording the D20 Afterhours podcast.
You know, you could do that by text form. You know, there's
like,
an ability.
You could do that, yeah.
I was texting her and then she called again, so I had to answer. Yeah. So we're doing NPCs and then we're doing the podcast. And
Yeah.
Dave's going to drop me off, which is lovely.
Yeah, so this is,
So
I'm thinking about making a walk now. This is
For
reaching
those
that
of
point.
you who have time travel,
Yeah, no,
you'll know exactly where Oliver is at any one point from here on out.
I
Well done.
got caught in the rain on the way here, but
He's deliberately making sure he's heard on the podcast. He hasn't left the seat. He is deliberately
I'm
making
not-
sure people are hearing this
I'm
conversation.
not getting up and doing other things.
I'm not getting up. You're doing the podcast. You answer a phone call, and now you're complaining you don't want to get up because you don't want to do something else.
I'm committed to being on the phone and being in the podcast. So I'm doing both at once. Look at me multitasking.
I have to admit, he has committed and he is doing that.
Okay.
Like, this is the thing that is happening.
Okay, I love you.
While
I'll see
wearing stupid gloves.
Look.
Fingerless stupid bear gloves.
the more you guys talk, the longer the phone call.
No, it doesn't. You can hang up.
I'm not hanging up on my girlfriend. I love her. Look, I love her.
Oh,
Just let me
that
wrap
is
up the
kind of
conversation.
adorable.
You should have never started the damn conversation.
Gotta hang up. I'll see you soon when I get home.
Making it spike up with the
Right,
damn Audacity program. Are you satisfied with yourself?
Yeah, I'm quite satisfied.
Can
we open the box?
No, we're not opening the box until the end of
Well,
the
we've
podcast.
been doing it for a while.
Well, literally only been going for quarter an hour.
I think it's funny that it was spiking on the Audacity program, and Ollie had the audacity to take that call.
I can't believe you have the audacity to point that
Condescending clap.
out. Stop bringing back the
Throwback!
the meanest clap in the world,
Yes.
other than the actual.
So let's talk about something that's happened over the last 2 weeks. So there has been a what?
I thought you were gonna say, "Let's talk about something that happened," and that made me laugh.
But I didn't say that.
I know, that's what I thought.
You're laughing at something I didn't do.
Because I
That's
thought
like, in a hypothetical situation, I think it'd be hilarious if you smash your head on the concrete. That's absolutely hilarious!
it concerns me that your go-to was.
I don't know, I just saw concrete and I
Oh, my
just put
head.
Ironically, like, although that is the most
hilarious.
violent Dave has gone to that I've heard in recent times,
I'm just annoyed over the
Oliver's
phone
gone
call.
down the worst channel. Like, I don't think you have room to judge people's first choices of hypothetical situations
When
going
mine was
awry.
anthrax. Yeah.
Yeah, your hypothetical scenario is a terrorist attack. Mine is just you slamming your head against concrete.
What I'm actually trying to do with the anthrax thing is if I say it enough, the Google algorithms will pick it up and it will be sent to the CIA who will have to listen to this podcast and they'll be subjected to an hour of complete banality. And I find
Or
that
they could,
hilarious.
now that you've heard that you're deliberately doing that, could make our lives a living hell.
They already do, Dave.
How?
It's called schizophrenia.
See, now it's all serious. Alright, anyway, to go back...
I'm going to take another phone call.
What I'm trying to do over the last 2 weeks, because we do this on a fortnightly basis, talk about something that's happened. And I think one of the biggest... Ollie, it's not even that funny. I don't understand it.
I'm so tired.
I'm literally just trying to say what happened over the last 2 weeks, and you think it's the most hilarious thing that's ever been said.
If it's any consolation, I'm finding it hilarious that Ollie's finding it hilarious.
I'm finding it frustrating.
It's just the sentence.
We're talking about our feelings here.
It's just the sentence, let's talk about something that actually happened. It's just, that's funny. I don't know why. I'll try and not laugh. Do it again.
Okay, let's talk about Infinity War.
No,
Avengers, because you've seen it.
We can't do spoilers for people that haven't seen it.
Well, we'll just say it's been like 2
The
weeks.
entire internet has already done
It's
that.
been out for 2 weeks. If there is spoiler, I
suppose spoiler warning now then?
spoiler warning now. Just skip to. I'll put a timestamp on it when we stop talking about it.
Well, see,
Ooh, another lightning bolt.
at work we've actually got like a printed list of rules. The first one is Wheaton's Law applies, and the last one
Don't
is,
be a dick, basically.
Yeah, and the last one is no talking about religion, politics, or spoilers in the store.
I'll do all three of those. Screw that.
Okay.
I don't live by society's rules.
Also, I'm sorry, but like speaking of society's rules, if you live in a society everything has to do with politics.
Yeah.
Politics is everything that fundamentally happens in your life.
It's like you go to government and
can't
say,
not talk
hey
about
everybody,
politics."
we're going to have a rule. No talking about politics in government house.
Yeah.
That would be good. Having the whole Congress is sitting around talking about what Pokemon they caught in Pokemon Go this week. That would be fantastic.
To be honest,
I think
they'll
they do that
probably be
anyway.
more productive than what they're doing. Now. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I
so
should
we're going to
try
have a bit of a
Evolve.
spoiler talk about Avengers Infinity War, because I want to talk about it. Because it's the biggest thing that's come out the past 2 weeks. It's smashed all records.
Yeah. It's actually my favourite.
Whoa,
recent ones that I've
whoa.
seen.
And then Deadpool came along.
Then
ruined
Deadpool
it,
came along.
yeah. But let's
seen
stick on Avengers.
Well, I got a text from my sister because she went to see it at the theatre, and the theatre had an intermission, so I got a text from her halfway through the film, and the text was just like, please tell me that this isn't real, please tell me this isn't happening, please tell me they come back. And I'm just like,
What?
wait to the
They-
second half.
Whoa,
They have it at the end of the movie.
They
Yeah,
had,
there's stuff that there's people that die.
they had
before
an
it.
intermission?
I know, which is
They
weird.
had an intermission in a theatre.
Yeah.
Like, did
This
your
is-
sister watch it in the 1920s?
Yeah.
Like,
No, she's in
you're
this.
watching a stop motion, like, for black and white silent version of Infinity War.
Yeah, where Thanos like runs in and then goes and waggles his finger, and then there's like a little black image that says
Yeah,
Thanos.
she went to a theatre that's like based in the 1920s, and she actually had no rights when she went as well.
Yeah.
That was really, really awkward.
Well, no, she was quite fine to
She had to
be
be
in there
occupied by a
because
male as well.
her husband would have allowed her to go.
No, because she's in this tiny little New Zealand town where the cinema has like 10 seats. You know, it's like Motueka kind of place.
Yeah, I feel like
And,
if you're
you know,
in a tiny
audience had
town,
no idea what Motueka
I know, but you guys know.
if
It's
you're
a
in
small
a
town,
tiny
New Zealand.
town,
They're all
and you
fine.
have like where you're going to have like 10 seats in your theater, I would think you'd want stimulus the entire time. You don't want to get up for 10 minutes because you walk out, you go, oh god, I'm in this tiny, tiny town, and then you go back in, you're like, oh yay, my loved comic book heroes are dying in front of me. Thank you for
What I'd
this
like to
entertainment I need.
What I'd like to say, anyone out there that knows a group of actors or improvisers or something like this, what I want you to do is get a whole group of people to go together to see Infinity Wars, and when Thanos clicks his fingers,
Infinity War.
yeah, when Thanos,
Say the movie right, it helps.
when Thanos, look, I'm talking about something that happened. When Thanos clicks his fingers, I want half the people in the audience to just slump in their seats and just pretend to die. It'll really mess with everyone else in the theatre.
I'm glad we said the spoiler warning.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, basically, Infinity War pretty much like half the cast died. But
In that universe.
what a coincidence that the original cast of the Avengers aren't the ones that died.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure. Like if you slow down, you can't slow down obviously in theaters, but when you get DVD or whatever, like just as he goes to snap, he says he does the whole like you should have aimed for the head, and that's not even a very good Thanos voice. Anyway, and just as he
Sounds like he
snaps,
just got
just-
lung cancer or
yeah,
something.
that he did have a axe in the lung, so I think that was a reasonable representation.
Put it down, Ollie.
I was just smelling it for anthrax.
God.
But-
I'm gonna put it over here.
Just as he snaps, you can actually hear him really quietly say, "Kill all the characters after 2012."
Including Nick Fury though, because he was kind of a dick.
Well, yeah,
He's been
like-
around.
Do you know what I found out?
And irrelevant characters that and from TV series or something.
And the black
There's-
sidekicks for some reason.
There's one character that exists in both the Marvel and DC universe. Do you know who it is?
Say it again.
There's one character that exists in both the Marvel and the DC universe.
Well, I know it's not Howard the Duck,
No.
but I know there's two versions of Howard the Duck.
See, this is interesting because Dave's really into this kind of stuff. I want to know.
So
What he's
two characters.
No,
that-
there's one character in both universes.
Well, I know Hercules is, but they're not the same character. Because I know all the gods.
Some guy
are-
called Todd.
It's just a surfer
God.
dude. That's in the
He's
background.
like, you know, he's been in every major event.
Yeah.
Like, he
in
just happened to be
flip-flops.
strolling through Wakanda just as like he snapped, and you're
Yeah.
like, oh wow.
Because there has
what's
been
going
like
on here?
DC versus Marvel where they've been in the same comic and technically in the same universe. But if you're saying like separate continuities, like separate universes, then there's a character that's in each that's
Yeah,
exactly
and
the same.
he's got one job. He's got one job.
And it's not Stan. It won't be Stan Lee.
No.
Can't do it.
I love that Stanley was like, I can't remember where he was, but he's like, I'm really happy that all these people come to see my cameos and stick around for the rest of the movie as well.
All right, what character?
Access.
Access.
Yeah. So there's a guy that exists in both universes. His name's Axis. There's been a few comics of him, and his only job is to make sure that all the Marvel characters stay in the Marvel universe and all the DC characters stay in the DC universe.
It's one of those jokey characters.
Yeah.
I'd say, yeah.
But
Did you know Stan Lee was in Deadpool too?
Where?
He was because me and Jason have seen Deadpool. You haven't seen Deadpool 2 yet.
No.
So
Did
we'll
you guys go without me?
Spoilers.
Yeah. We'll be real brief, so we won't go into spoilers.
You'll get up now, but not for a phone.
Yeah, Ollie just stood up right there.
I actually I stood up and that was all the fucks I could give. And I was like, I can't even be bothered.
So in Deadpool 2, so we're not going to spoilers of Deadpool 2, but in Deadpool 2, you know how there's the scene at the X Mansion where a character's in a wheelchair and he knocks over a whole bunch of stuff and their heads. One of them was Stanley.
That's not a Stanley cameo.
That's
a Stanley's.
But to be honest, would you have that or nothing at all?
No, I wanted a full franchise based on him and the Deadpool cameo of him being in the strip club. Like Stanley, the strip club DJ. You know, he's
Stanley in the strip club.
He stopped doing the whole being a patsy for the watches or whatever, and now he's running his own strip club. You know, it's an honest business.
He's like 86. He will have a heart attack soon enough if he does that.
I thought he's like 112. Okay, I don't know.
112. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he's older. I felt like he was older.
Do you know which city in the world has the most people over 100 years of age? Okinawa in Japan.
Yeah, Japanese have quite a lot of old people.
Well, they've got a really good diet.
They've got an aging
Fish,
population though. It's starting to catch up with them.
I can't wait to go. It's going to be amazing.
Yeah, you go. So just so if you only listen to the podcast, don't actually watch a lot of NPCs. Ollie's going to Japan in October, July,
September,
November, September.
Yeah, for 4 weeks.
I was doing that deliberately, right?
Yeah, I wasn't too sure because
because we did 2 bits of that, of our recent NPCs, and I wasn't sure whether you got that. I was deliberately making a mistake.
So I'm very, very excited. It's a lifelong dream. I get to see it. It's gonna be good. I've been talking to.
So Jason will probably be doing the podcast in turn of being here because we can do it at any time.
Yay!
So get used to Jason's voice for if you want to listen to podcasts without Ollie.
Or alternatively, you can always hold on to your volume keys and slowly drop down when I'm speaking.
Yeah.
And then bring it back up if you only want to hear Dave.
Or
vice versa.
If you want the pure Jason experience, what you do is you set your alarm to just play static music, just white noise. Yeah. Also have your phone go off, and also have the alarm, that beep beep alarm going
simultaneously,
all at the same time,
whilst you're not home.
But make sure you don't wake up as well and turn it off because that's the pure Jason experience.
Go away for a week on a work trip and forget to turn these things off so that I have to do it every single morning.
Okay.
We both live. I'm in Ollie's old room now, so I understand this fully.
Admittedly, this is not what I thought this podcast was going to be. But I can see what. But no. The thing is, this is how I speak quite loudly. I mentioned it earlier, right? So theoretically, my ears have had to compensate for how loud I am. So they actually can't hear normal levels of alarm clocks. So I need 12 of them, and one of them needs to be not. You know how you get some alarm clocks you can set to be on radio or set onto the buzzer, right? My one's got a dial, so if you dial it somewhere in the middle, it will try to do both. So it's 10 years old, and it will fail to do both, but it will make white noise and a beep.
So
yeah,
your justification of having this insane morning alarm that inconvenience people is because you're loud and you inconvenience people.
If it's any consolation,
it's not.
I would realistically, I would just inconvenience people by being late to work.
It's okay because I've adapted to it. It's actually not a big deal. We're just kind of building it up to be more than it actually is. I honestly don't care.
I love Jason. I think he's one of the best people that I know.
Yeah, and we've kind of just taken the piss out of you because this was our plan all along.
Yeah, I'm pretty certain they've been waiting months to get me on this podcast just to.
It's a shame we're all going to die of anthrax pretty soon.
God. Okay, just so you know, in the pod, the latest update is I've had to move the package off the table because Ollie keeps on trying to open it.
I was just smelling it.
How is that a good idea if you think it's anthrax?
Well, then I would know.
No one on this earth has ever told somebody, "Hey, this is what anthrax smells like," because those people are dead.
Well, when the robots come, they can tell us. They can describe it and say it's kind of like the morning dew on a farm in Milwaukee as the dawn sun rises over the pine trees and the lone cow moves across the plains.
Okay, just in case some of you people really, really love that image.
Oh, sorry. What was it?
Don't sniff anthrax to get that image.
You
just
realize-
go to Milwaukee
Ollie,
or wherever the
do
fuck
you
this
realise
is.
what this is? What you've done now?
Right.
You've put the thought out there that people could just send us a random package and mess with our heads for a week.
Yeah.
And now they're gonna probably send empty boxes to us. just to mess with us. You realise it's gonna happen.
How long have we been going for? Because A, I want to open the box, and B, I really need to pee right now.
Well, I can tell you that we're not even we're just hit halfway.
Okay. Alright.
Also, I might also
You did
note...
this last podcast. You know this is for an hour.
No, but I thought I didn't need to pee when we started.
You're like a child. God damn it, Ollie.
Dave.
Like driving and it's just like, do you want to pee?
Dave.
No,
No,
I'm
I'm
fine.
fine.
I'll be
Dave.
fine.
Dave, I want a cheeseburger.
Okay, technically you could go for a pee and me and
Alright,
Jason can
you
talk.
guys hold the phone.
God damn it.
Oddly, we have managed to start... Like, I think we started
And
a
notice how
topic.
easy it was him to get off the seat and walk away from us from the mic?
Yeah, it's like he could do that with a phone.
I know.
It's like to his ear.
It's kind of like if I got a phone call, I'd
Yeah?
be like, oh, we're doing a podcast at the moment, we're having a conversation, I don't want to inconvenience the conversation.
Oh, yes, of course.
So you would think, oh, I'll get up and walk away.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
That would be the
That would be
thing.
the go-to thing to do in
Yeah.
any circumstance.
It's kind of like I care about what people hear.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, I mean, this audio is
That's-
shit, so I don't know. That's not really saying anything.
Balls.
Balls.
We actually floated the topic of what's happened. I see Ollie's not here,
Yeah.
so you didn't get to
yeah,
laugh at that.
anyway,
in the
Infinity War.
week, and we were starting to talk about Infinity War, and then
Yeah.
we completely full tangent.
Let's keep on talking about it.
But,
what was your favourite bit?
favorite bit in Infinity War. My favorite bit is the Mexican standoff with... I don't know if it's okay to say Mexican standoff anymore. I'm
You could
not
just say
American.
standoff.
Yeah,
Normally
but do
people
you
know
get
what a
I
standoff
mean?
is.
Okay. So the bit where they're on Titan and they're... I think it's called Titan. And they're the Guardians and Doctor Strange and Iron Man and Spider-Man are all in that three-way...
Ooh.
Yeah, that is a sentence that's now on the internet. This three-way standoff, and they're like,
Well, it's not really a three-way standoff. How is a three-way? Because
"What's six of them, right?"
No, if it's a three-way, it means there's like that. There's one person and two people against that person.
Yeah. It's sort of a
So it's
two-way
it's
standoff,
a
but with
standoff.
three groups of people.
With-
So
yeah.
Spider-Man and Mantis, Iron Man and
Doctor Strange.
Drax, and then Doctor Strange and Peter Quill.
Yeah.
And No. Peter Quill has Spider-Man in the headlock. This
is why we
Mantis
don't-
and Doctor Strange.
This is why we don't do movie recaps on the D20 Multiverse.
But and the what is it? Where is Gamora?
Yeah.
Like, I'll do you one better. Like, who is Gamora? It's like, I'll do you one better. Why is Gamora? That was the best. Apparently, that was
Improv.
That was improv. Yeah,
an
that
improv,
the who is like where is and who is was set, but then I can't remember the wrestler's name / actor now. Drax. Batista.
Yeah, Dave.
Dave Batista. Oh yeah, because his name's Dave.
Yeah, my name's Dave. That's how I got it.
Scientific fact: all
Quality
Daves,
podcast.
no other Daves.
Yeah, it's true.
He improvised that line, and that is just an amazingly Draxian thing to say.
Do you know what one of my favourite improv lines ever was? Monty Python and the Holy Grail. When the sorcerer goes, "There are some who call me Tim." He was actually supposed to give this really long, complicated name, but he forgot it. And so he's just like Tim, and then the cast is like...
It's like Zoolander as well. Like, there's a moment in Zoolander where the main character... what's the main character's name again? Derek Zoolander, right? He gets explained why they want to use male models. And then right after he gets the explanation, he says the same line again. I can't remember what the line was. Like, but why male models? I think it was.
Yeah, he asked the question, and then they answered.
That was a
and they asked
terrible
it.
way of explaining it.
That's a good movie. It's got a lot of replay value. They actually like layer it so that you see things
never
you're
liked
watching the first time.
Really? Yeah, Zoolander's one of those few movies that seem that everyone seems to like, but I'm just like... Oh,
Yeah, but it's got lots of layers, so you could watch it again and find more that you don't like.
You know what movie has lots of layers that I like? Shrek.
Oh, don't give me a chance to guess.
Like an onion, it has lots of layers.
Shrek is a damn good movie. Actually, last New Year's, because do you remember that new trend thing that occurred last New Year's where everyone was like, watch this movie at this time, and then as the clock ticks midnight, people say that. So I rung in the
Oh,
New
hi,
Year.
Mark!
I rung in the New Year with, and in the morning, I'm making waffles.
That's good.
Which was sad, because it was me by myself in my pajamas at my computer. When everyone else was out partying. But, you know.
Wait, that's a sad thing to do for New Year's? I'm confused.
I think pretty sure that's a normal thing once you get older, and you just have to be okay with it. It's sad because you don't think you should be doing it, but to be honest, if that's the way you want to spend your New Year's...
Yeah.
No, I totally did the classic, like, teenage child thing to do. Like, almost get arrested on top of a rooftop parking lot. So,
What, this New Year's?
Yeah.
Oh.
That was fun.
I've done all that. I get excited now when I'm like, I've got an hour to watch Antiques Roadshow and have a cup of tea. Like, that's a wild time.
I can't say what I was doing because I'll get arrested.
Oh, mate.
They'll bust all the cops.
Yeah, you can't just get into Antiques Roadshow, you know. You gotta really be ready for it when it comes on. Those bargains!
I used to love watching some wizened old mage, this elderly 70-year-old sweetheartly man tell someone that they're loved. Artifacts that have been passed down for generations and generations were like a promotional item from a Coca-Cola.
Yeah. Sometimes it's a little bit gutting, but I mean, that's...
But I also I found this on the subway. Oh, it's worth $14 million. I'm like, oh. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah. That's pretty good. I'll keep note of that one.
Yeah, I was going to put it in the vending machine.
Alright, so we'll reach that point.
Oh my god!
We are only 35 minutes in, but I will bridge this to say, so if you do want to send us anything in the mail,
Except for Anthrax.
But I've got a feeling now that you've said it so much that someone's going to be...
It's important that people are aware of the terrorist attacks from the early 2000s.
Now, the reason why we're so excited about this is the first time anyone has ever sent us anything in the mail regarding our channel.
Yeah.
We're very open to email, so if you do want your email read on this podcast, we don't have any for this week, so we're completely open to it. And to be honest, if we get enough emails, we'll probably make the whole podcast just about talking about subjects that people want to bring up. So just send it to us at d20multiverse@gmail.com. Anything, we'll read it out, even if it's a fan theory, just anything you want. Now, if you do want to send us something, make sure you contact me on Discord. Make sure you join our Discord, hit me up. We'll have a bit of conversation before I trust you enough to give you the actual address before we do that. So, anything you want to say, Jason, before we do this? Because Ollie's got to make very loud noises when he's trying to open this.
This is probably true.
Spoon!
I was going to say sport.
I'm starting to think that was a bad idea bringing Jason on the podcast.
I think this is the best podcast
for those
we've done.
of you who are probably more educated, I've said spoon because while I was at work, I found that
While I was
at work, I really genuinely hope if we rewind that back and find that I said it actually accurately.
Did he say accurately?
And then you picked it out. Anyway,
so while
I was at work,
Ollie's put his hands out for this package. Wait, Jason's having his moment.
I have reached the third sadness at my work.
The third sadness?
The third sadness of my age compared to other people at my work.
Do you want to disclose
The first sadness was Office Space. People who'd never had heard of or seen Office Space. That depressed me. Secondly was...
Office Space, the movie.
The movie.
Just for those
not just like an Office Space. I mean...
That's what I was like, you've never seen Office Space.
I mean...
That's disappointing.
Admittedly, that's probably true for most millennials these days.
Look for the DVD that's covered in Post-it notes.
Because there's no jobs.
Yeah.
The second one was American Tail. It was like 6 years ago or something. A bunch of immigrant mice coming to America because they're told that there are no cats in America, and it's great. And you've got like the Fievel, Papa, Fievel. It's great. I love it.
At one point,
Anyway,
they walk past
Just
each
pause
other.
for a second. I'm enjoying this because it means Ollie's still can't open the package.
I've got the stabby thing.
You got the stabby thing. Keep going.
And the third sadness was people not understanding the battle cry spoon from Tick. The Tick.
Oh my god,
movie.
that was the best.
It was an
series
amazing
and movie
series, and they tried to do a reboot or something on Amazon
It actually
Prime, and
apparently was good.
I never watched it. I need to.
Do you remember the scene in American Tail where Fidel and his dad walk past each other on the two walkways, but they don't see each other?
That's
That's amazing. Give me the box.
All right, so now we're going to finally open the first ever fan mail from the D20 Multiverse. Now, big thank you to Bill Stevens.
We love you.
He's the one that sent us. Now, we did read out his email so we kind of know what's going to be in here. But for those, this is the first time you're hearing this, you won't know what's about to be open. So you have to make sure you describe everything you see.
I will give the full experience.
All right.
So Dave is holding a box. It is a Cuban shape.
There is a photo.
It's not shaped like
you
a
can see.
Cuban. It's shaped like a cube.
I'm taking a Cuban.
It's all the way from Milwaukee.
Milwaukee.
I think this. What's
That is
WI?
also-
What's the state WI?
Wisconsin. That's also where the film Wayne's World is set.
Cool. All right, Ollie. Here
Yes.
you go. So
Oh
he's
my
got
God.
the package now.
Okay, so it's square. It's got our name on it. It's got the D20
Okay,
Multiverse.
you don't need to describe the square of it. You don't need to say the dress either.
I'm not going to say the address.
Go
It's just your handwriting is very neat. Okay, now I do this all the time at work, so I'm going to open this. This is a crap tool.
You realise you took that up now. So
I
if
know.
you do bugger this up.
Yeah, no.
It's not the sharpest blade, unfortunately, because it's a bit old.
it's-
Despite it looking
Yeah.
like a tiny scalpel.
It is like from Barbie Dream Home Saw Edition.
Sword.
Yeah, it's one of the least popular. Barbie
It's actually
Dream
the
Homes.
same knife scalpel that was used to fix Doctor Strange's hands in the movie.
This is true.
It wasn't
All right,
long.
now I'm opening it up. There's a whole bunch of there's actually like newspaper things.
All the way from America.
We get
So
an
let's have a
American
look.
newspaper!
Let's have a look at what's for sale. There's Crazy Days sale.
Don't say
Hurry in.
any brands because I don't
No,
want
for
to
the
endorse
best
anything that we don't know.
selection. No, sorry, slips. I can buy a straight edger for $3. I don't even know what a straight edger is, but I'm very excited. Oh my god, look at it! It's amazing. And there's there's a letter inside, and it says
How about I read the letter and you open the gift?
okay. I'm just checking for anthrax. All right, and then there's more like packaging, and it looks. I'm actually gonna read. I'm gonna read the packaging. But look, okay, we've got a Ziploc bag, and the Ziploc bag is full of these little bracelet things made from like army.
I don't.
They're bracelets.
Oh, this is a meaty letter.
I'm putting this one. I'm gonna choose my favorite one. Do you mind if I choose first, Dave? I'll pick one that
These
you
are
probably
cool.
Don't like.
All right. So it looks like these. This is probably a little personal for us to actually say, but it
Okay.
does say if you want to quote me, you can use this on your video. So
I'm already putting on the
Do
bracelet.
you want to read it? Jason, do you want to read his quote? You can be Bill.
Okay.
You can be Bill.
Oh my god, these are amazing.
So he's put it in bold by there.
Okay.
Yeah, did it.
For the following,
No,
Jason Tolley will be playing Bill Stevens for the next short moment. Dear bleeping Dave and bleeping Ollie.
Are you not an American accent? Can you do it?
Oh,
American accent?
I'm not very good at
You
American.
just did a play.
Yeah,
with
he
me.
I
did
know,
a
but it
play.
was a terrible American accent, as said the reviewers.
I
so-
actually, in the bathroom after, there was these two guys at the urinal, and I was just lingering.
Urinal?
Yeah. Yeah.
Urinal?
No, urinal. So there's
No.
two,
Urinal.
I think we should focus on how you're not saying urinal right.
yeah, so there's two guys at the urinal, and I was
Urinal.
yeah, the urinal. I was hovering as I do, trying to get a whiff, and they were talking about how good the play was, and they mentioned your accent. They said it was good. So the reviewers can suck an egg.
Anyway, so this will be Jason doing an American accent playing Bill.
I can't
haven't
get the
worked-
second bracelet.
I've not
on.
worked on this. Okay.
Oh, there we go.
Dear
Oh,
bleeping
nice.
Dave and bleeping Ollie, here's your bleeping bleep bleep bleeping bracelet. Have bleeping bleep 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 fun wearing the bleeping bleep bleep things. Bleeping bleep. Bill Stevens.
Bill Stevens, I am now wearing two of them on one hand, and I'm going to put the other one on this hand. They are amazing. They're really cool, and I love them, and you're amazing.
Actually, we'll put them down for real quick, so I want to take a photo.
Take a photo of me wearing them, though, because you can get my gloves.
Alright, we'll take a photo. So you'll be able to see this on the YouTube video. Just so you know, if you're reaching this point in the video, you'll probably listen to a lot of the podcasts. We are actually going to have these on the podcast on YouTube. On iTunes in a couple of weeks. So you would. I'll just take a photo of your dumb face as well. And I'll put that. We will be having the podcast on iTunes, SoundCloud, and what's the other, Snitcher. in a couple of weeks, and we're actually going to put it up the minute we record it, so it's actually going to be a bit earlier. So the links will be down below when they actually are posted, but just keep an eye out for that if you do want to get it a little bit
So,
sooner.
Bill, I'd just like to say this is one of the coolest things anyone's ever done for me, lest someone that I've never met before. But this is really cool, and I will be wearing these pretty much in every video from here on out. I won't even take them off the shower.
That's cool. So these are made out of like, what was that, army cord?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
He used to be a Marine, and this stuff...
Oh my
apparently-
god, I was gonna say, like, this looks like the friendship bracelets of a Marine, and that is amazing because that actually describes this.
Okay,
These
Dave.
are amazing.
All right,
Yeah, these
Dave,
are
let's
really
pick our favourite ones, and we can decide which ones we want to keep. Like, which ones...
Well, we've got to keep all of them. What
No,
are
I
you
mean,
on
who
about?
gets which
are,
ones?
are we chucking them out? It's like, Bill, you've seen it all this way. We're only
It's
keeping
amazing.
one. Check it
Bin
out.
the rest. No, which ones you want to keep and which ones I want to keep? Because I like this one because it's got cool colours.
I think we'll wait that out after. We don't need to do it on the podcast.
Okay,
I
but
think
thank
that'll
you,
be a bit
Bill.
boring.
Honestly, this is one of the coolest things anyone's ever done for me in my life. This
Yeah.
is right up there with my mum buying me a Nintendo 64. This is
We
right
have we don't have high hopes for anything.
But no, seriously, this is
Yeah.
so amazing.
Even Jason's putting one on.
I'm trying to put one on.
He's
It's
actually
hard
putting
to
on the
do it
bigger
if
one.
you-
Yeah,
because you got to do it one-handed.
well, that's a bit tight for you. Like.
Yeah, I got.
You got fat wrists.
I got fat wrists.
But Dave, put some on. Put one on.
Oh.
We have to.
These
I
are
put one
cool
on.
though.
Well, I'm celebrating the fact there's no anthrax in these.
All right, we'll put it on.
These are so epic. I feel like they probably eject anthrax into the enemies that attack you. You know, you block the.
That's so cool. I'm gonna wear these.
They're pretty cool.
So what we're also going to do is we're going to use this time in the video also just to mention what's going to come up for the next 2 weeks because they won't hear from us. So for the next Dragon Tavern after this one we do have our second part of our Let's Play.
Yeah, Baldur's Gate.
Which we've had good feedback on.
Yeah.
I think we will continue on that little series.
It actually inspired me because I was really enjoying playing what we did. So I actually got Icewind Dale on my phone.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, because that was on sale.
We'll probably play we'll play through the Baldur's Gate campaign, and then we'll go from there. If people like that enough, we'll continue doing it. So to be honest, our content is really stemmed from what people kind of like and want to see more of. We've got ideas of what we can do, but it doesn't necessarily mean it would actually make a good video. And that's what we want to do. We want to try different things and put stuff out there that people want to see. So we highly, highly encourage if you do want to have something in mind, something specific, make sure you flick us an email or join the Discord and we could actually do it. But yes, we've got the Let's Play coming up. And then after that, we do have a video that we've made like 2 months ago.
Finally getting released.
It's a heads up one.
Yeah.
That's like a short 5-minute video.
Just like a mini videoette.
Yeah, videoette. And after that, we're going to film a whole bunch of new DTs. So that's what's coming up in the next 2 weeks.
Yes,
For
and
us.
then
And obviously NPCs.
yeah, we'll still be everywhere.
Every week.
And I'm still not 100% sure what we're doing while I'm in Japan. It looks like I'm being subbed in with someone, which should be fun. And I will just.
I've got a few plans. So we're still going to see Ollie on the videos, and we're going to have short cutaways.
Yeah.
Especially for the bit, it's going to include Ollie in some regard, and
Yeah.
the end. I think we agreed to the end thing as well. Maybe.
Probably.
Yeah, I'll talk about it.
Yeah, so you'll get to see a little bit of me while I'm there, but then I'll be back.
But we should also talk about the other thing happening, the stream
Yes, okay. So after a long deliberation of ideas and back and forth
and hiatus.
the live stream of the Dungeons and Dragon games that I run, the one Black Winter Nights, although I will tell you this on the podcast, it's going to have a brand new name, being that there's only one actual Black Winter Night left in the party. The rest have changed characters or died and that kind of stuff. So we're going to be live streaming that again, which I know you guys are very excited for.
Ollie, don't be distracted by phone. It's your moment. God, you can't just talk on the podcast. If you listen to it, then just stop halfway to check your phone.
I was just seeing what's going on. So it's going to be back. We're going to figure out the cameras in the next week or so, and we're using some of the money that got donated to us to buy equipment, which we need. And yeah, you'll get to see some live stream Dungeons and Dragons, which is always fun. And I've really been putting a lot of work into this campaign. I've been reading the books that we sell at my work and talking to people and sitting in my room with AD&D books and Pathfinder and 5th Ed and just going wild on it. I have a little notebook by my bed that I write in when I can't sleep, and yeah, it's going to be really fun.
And you should know, I'm not in it at all. I have no part in it. I'm at home crying. Probably. On the chat. I'll be in the chat.
Right.
The plan is I'm going to be in the chat kind of moderating it, just make sure that everything's going right well. I have debated about because we want to start streaming more. I think that would be really good for us. Possibly even doing putting 3 hours or 4 hours aside to do a private stream, or not private stream, or me streaming on the D20 channel.
Dave's private stream.
I've tried to get you streaming as well.
Well, yeah. I'm bad for so many things.
But yeah, that's going to be planned for the next 2 weeks. So hopefully by the time you hear from us in the next podcast, we will have it up and we'll have that to talk about. So probably over the time where Ollie is in Japan, we'll probably bring in some of those Black Winter Nights guys to do the NPCs videos with me, or perhaps even on the podcast. That'll be interesting.
Yeah. So a lot of cool stuff happening on D20.
Yeah. So I think we'll leave that there for today.
Yeah.
I just want to say I think that, I'm just buzzing out over these bracelets again because I think this is really cool. This is a cool idea, taking
Army rope, right?
Military or army rope, or this kind of material and using it in a creative way is just really awesome, I think.
Yeah. So I've already picked the 3 that I want to keep, and I'm wearing them because I love them. They're amazing.
I like it. No discussion.
No.
We'll talk about it after the pod. I've already taken the 3.
I've already decided. It's too late.
God. But yeah, thank you everyone for listening this far of this rambling. I know we didn't talk about too much, but we did go all over the place. If you do want to send us a question, d20multiverse@gmail.com, we definitely will read out your question or email if you do send it to us. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to it on our YouTube channel, and like our Facebook, Twitter, and pretty much everything on the channel. And just thank you for sticking around as long as you have. Any last words, Oliver?
This was a lot of fun.
Jason? Spoon.
No,
I think we need to talk about your future of this podcast. Alright, thank you guys.
The time that they'll need somebody who says spoon, and I won't be there.
No, you just be upstairs. I'll just go get you.
Oh yeah, that's probably true.
Alright.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. See you later. Say bye. Ollie.
Bye, sorry.
Stop being on your damn phone!
Bye!